push it out. Yes, except people, are you guys having any issues with the ones we've done so far? Number 8. Okay. So please, I want everybody to type out number 8. Type it out very, very well. So that after this class, I will re-go by your backs and check. We'll now rerun the chart again. Yes, going forward in our team, you need to have knowledge of machine learning, data science, and artificial intelligence. Going forward, team members, the jobs you're going to be doing will not be limited by any skill. Fortunately, you people understanding? No skill should limit your job, and that's why you have to get all the skills that you need, so that any job that is on the ground, you should be able to jump in on it and give me a very good result. Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be looking at another interesting aspect of Microsoft Excel. And for us to be able to do this, I'm going to quickly share my screen so that we can continue. So today we're going to be looking at exercise 8. So class, what is in exercise 8? Can you tell me? Is it inventory list or is it no, exercise 8 is what we looked at yesterday, isn't it? And that's one I say you should retype so that after the class I'll go through. So the next one is what? Oscar range. And this is it the VLOOKUP? Okay. And we had earlier looked at VLOOKUP, isn't it? But we say we're gonna redo it for this very class. Okay, so I want us to look at to understand this table very well first. So the heading is what? Oscar rent a car company. And you can see the blue color. I've shown you guys how to put the color, isn't it? Have I done that? Okay. So let me quickly open exercise 9, which is what we're looking at. Okay. So this is it. So the color is already here. To put the color, you simply click on it. Please, can other people hear me? Is anybody hearing me from earpiece? Wow. So there's a problem. If you can't hear me from earpiece, there's a problem there. Please put yourself on mute first. All of you should mute yourselves first so that we'll know where the problem is coming from. So everybody on mute. Please check, you will see where you can mute yourself. Mute yourselves first. Okay, somebody should just play this in Facebook Live and see whether you can get my volume.
Am I hearing you now?
I'm hearing you now.
Okay, so you guys can hear me now. So let me continue. So to put a background color, you just click here and select any background you want. So I'm going to quickly change this to light green. And that is how you do that. So you want to put these labels. These are the labels. This is a car renting company that charges and what social insurance. We have social rate we have, and social insurance rate 2.50. So the headings are number, these are the numbers, employee name, these are their names, Niger, Easter, Pfizer, Nigeria, the rest. These are their grades, and these are their salaries. And this is the sales. These are the sales they are able to make, each of them. And these are their commissions. So we're going to find out how we can use these very fields that we already have to get the car allowance, social insurance cost, monthly salary, and position. So that's what we're going to be doing in this class. I'm going to be doing it using looking up a key table known as the grade table. This is the grade table. And this is telling us that anybody that has the grade of A, the position should be senior. So let's say for this person that is A, position here should be senior. For B, position should be what? Junior. For another A, position should be what? Senior. For D, it should be what? Training. And for C, it should be executive. So instead of typing out this line by ourselves, we use what we call VLOOKUP to automatically look at this table and be able to tell on anybody that is A, what position should it be. So you're trying to use a computer to do something in an easier way so that instead of having to do it manually, computer will help you do it. And that's the essence of the VLOOKUP. So I'm going to go to the steps so that we'll see what we're expected to do. So number one thing is to create the worksheet shown above and rename it to Oscar. So that's the first thing that was done. And this is the worksheet. So you say we should rename it to Oscar. So you come down here that we have sheet one, right click and click on rename. So the name should be what? Oscar. You press the enter key. So that is the first thing that you are told to do. So we're going to move to the second thing. So the second thing is name the cell range A22 to A26 as grade. Okay. So this is actually the cell that we are looking at. You understand? So this is the grade cell. Are we together on this? Are we together on this? So this, we are simply trying to find out where our grades are. That's the essence of naming it grade. Can you see this? So if you right click and go to define name, can you see define name? So right click and say define name. So what name? Grade. Is that clear? So once we name it as grade, we can now click on OK. Is that clear? So that's the cell we are looking at, grade. So that next time when we are using it, instead of selecting this, we can simply type grade. Once we type grade, it will know that we've already named this table as grade. Is that clear to you guys? So that's it. So this is what I did. This is the second instruction. The second instruction says, name the cell range A22 to A26 as grade. So this is the so this is the cell we are looking at. Can you see the way I selected from A down to A? Then I right clicked and I say define name and I put grade. That's why I'm having grade here. So if you click on define name, you will see here. So type in what? Grade. Type in what? Grade. So once you do that, it will know that you say the name already exists because I had done it before, isn't it? So this is grade. If you click here, you're seeing H17 here. But if you go and select this, you will see grade here because you've done the grade. So I hope that is clear. So move to the next thing. Find commission. Commission is equal to sales times commission rate. So find commission. Commission is equal to what? Sales times commission rate. So go here, find what? Commission. So somebody, this was already done. So I'm going to take it out because this is what we are supposed to calculate. So if I click on the first commission, it says commission is equal to, so I press the equal to sales times what? So sales, then I put times. You should know where this sign is. commission rate. So what is commission rate? You can see it here. So I click on it. And when I press the enter key, it's going to perform the action for me. Are we clear on that? So we'll do what? What do we do next? Copy and do what? Paste. Okay. So that is what we'll do. Okay. Um, so if you do this, you're gonna see this. Is that what you're saying? Did we do that? Did we see this value like this? Okay. So we're gonna look at solving this problem. So to sort out this problem, this one, instead of just clicking on it, and we have D3. You understand? So let's give it a relative value so that it can work for this. If you clicked this, if you select this and right click and say define name, you're gonna see this dollar sign in front. Are you seeing dollar signs? Huh? Are you seeing all these dollar signs? So if you're working in an event where you don't have your values inside the columns like we've been having it, it's always good you put the dollar sign. Is that clear? So that it can make reference to that cell appropriately. So in this is our formula now. Instead of us having just D3 here, since D3 is the value for this commission rate that is not in our normal table, then we are supposed to put this dollar sign in front. We are supposed to do what? Put the dollar sign in front. Is that clear? So that's what we are supposed to have. So I press the enter key. You can see that it's still giving me 800. Because once you do it for the first one, even without the dollar sign, it will give you the accurate value. But if you want to do for others, it will not give you the accurate value. So if I now copy this one, this current one that I have now, and paste across, then I will now get the accurate values. Okay. So I'm not getting, these are supposed to be the accurate value, but I wouldn't know why this is giving me. Please check out the text and confirm these are the values for the cells. Is it correct? Check, please. Check, please. Is it correct? Okay. Who prepared all these tables for me, sir? Okay, it's Gerard. The other guy that was doing Gerard. Okay. So let's continue after I have to fix this. So let's get to the next one. The next one is saying what? Find car allowance. Employees with grade D will get a car allowance of BD 100 and others will get 0. So only those in grade D will get what? Car allowance of BD 100 and others will get 0. So I also made mention that this very statement has error in it. So this one also has error in it. So just pass this very number 4. So let's get to number 5. Find social insurance costs, which is basic salary times social insurance rate. So social insurance costs is equal to basic salary times social insurance rate. So social insurance cost is equal to basic salary, which is this, times social insurance rate, which is this. And I say that for us to put this now, we need to put what? Dollar, isn't it? Then we'll now press the enter key. So it's gonna do that for us. So I can now copy this and do what? Paste across. Okay. So you see that it's actually doing it, but there's an error in one of these figures. We are going to look at that, but that is the way you are supposed to do this. Okay. So the next thing we have is find monthly salary, which is equal to base salary plus commission plus car allowance minus social insurance cost. Okay. And very importantly, if we don't have something in car allowance, we'll not be able to do this, isn't it? So we have to try and do something on this. So look at the statement, car allowance, employee will grade. What we're going to do is that if the employee is having grade D or B, the red 0. Is that clear? So using the if statement, let's do that, which you already know. Okay, so to do that, I click on this first one, then I go to what formulas, click on what logical, if. So logical test will tell me that if what, so what is it checking? Grade. So I go to what grade. This is the first grade, so I click on grade. So if it is what? If it is up to 100, if it's up to what? So if grade is what? Let me check back. Okay, if grade D will get 100, so grade B and D will get 100, then others will get what? Okay, let's just give grade D 100, then others. Let's just give grade D 100, then others 0. So if grade is D 100, if others 0. So let's do that. So if we have our grade to be equal to what? If grade is equal to what? D, then the answer should be what? No? If grade is equal to, if grade is equal to, okay, if it is equal to A, okay, so let's do this another way. So let's check for D. This is for D. Then we get to insert, formulas, logical, if is grade D. So if in any case, it's not going to work. It's not going to work with this. So what we're going to do, in order to help us do the other one, because the statement is it's not correct, so it's going to give us some issues. So we're just going to give for A, we give it 0. Manually B. Let's give B and D 100. A 0. D 100. C 0. D 100. And finally B 100. Okay, good. So with that, we can be able to do our monthly salary by saying monthly salary equal to, and we'll get back to C. Monthly salary is equal to what? Base salary plus commission plus car allowance minus social insurance cost. Okay. Are you seeing me now? Okay, my cursor is not moving. It's moving now. Okay. So it's equal to what? Basic salary plus what? Tell me what else? Commission. Is it just commission or commission rate? Commission, then plus what? Car allowance, then plus what? This is social insurance cost, isn't it? Okay. And we have to put what in front? $sign, isn't it? Then press the enter key. So please, once you type and you see this hash, it simply means that your column cannot contain it. So you simply go here and stretch. So once you stretch, you see what is inside the hash. So I'm gonna copy this and paste it across. Okay, and that brings us to the main thing for today, which is the VLOOKUP. So we've done the VLOOKUP before. So how do we do the VLOOKUP? I put my keystroke here, isn't it? Then I go to what? Formulas, isn't it? Then I can click on any of these formulas and go to insert formula. Then when I come here, I click on what? All. Then I scroll down to where? I scroll down to V, isn't it? So I get to V. So I'll see VLOOKUP. And I press the word OK. So it's going to ask me lookup value. What value am I looking at? I'm looking up this A to find out position, isn't it? The grades to find out the position. So I'm going to click on the first grade. It's going to ask me table array. What table should I write? What table? Grade. Abi? If I write grade, it's going to tell me. You can see here that it's telling us for A senior this. You understand? So instead of going to select that table again, that's why we'll reference it as grade. Then what's the column index? It's checking all the A's to find the what? The grades, the positions. So this is index 1, this is index 2. Right what? False, like I told you before. So once you press the answer, it will give you that this is senior. Why is this senior? Because A is supposed to be senior from here. So if I now copy this and paste across, I will see that this is junior. Why? Because B is supposed to be what? Junior. This other one is senior because it's A, and A is supposed to be senior. This is supposed to be training because D is what? Training. This is executive because C is what? Executive. That is how you do that. So just like we have in the first table that we had issue, this issue, Gerard had prepared this table for me. He didn't do it well. So please, all of you have this pamphlet, isn't it? So what I will do now is that I will go behind each of you, prepare this pamphlet exactly the way it is. Are you seeing my hand on your screen? Make sure that your average and everything entered on the same line as this. You see here, don't have your stuffs written over. So the one you're going to prepare now, make sure it's looking exactly like this and everything separated that should be separated. This first professor grade book is aligned to the center. All these we are picked up and you did merge to center. Then these ones have their individual columns. Is that clear? Then before you started having this write-up. So your first assignment now is to prepare this table exactly the way it is and show me. Is that clear? So when you finish preparing exactly like this, without don't do any calculation, don't do anything, then show me. I will inspect your table. I will try to use my keystroke and click on their various cells and make sure that the cells are supposed to be where they are supposed to be. Is that clear? Because that will affect when you plot your graph for you to see. Once you do the right thing, your graph should show exactly like this. So that's what I'm going to check. Then after checking this one, I will now check this very table. You make sure that you see where this one, you see this is 500% is under what? Is under D, isn't it? So the one you do, make sure it's under D. Just exactly what we have here. A spacing, let it be the same. These two that is left on without putting any figure, make your own like that too. So once you do it and you follow the formulas exactly the way I applied it, you will not be seeing all these value errors. And make sure that you put the accurate values according to how they are exactly in the pamphlet that you're getting. So please do the exact things. This place that we have arrow, don't put the arrow and don't put this question mark. You understand? Or better still, just put it so that we can specifically know where they are supposed to be. Is that clear? So that's the first thing you do. So once you do it accurately and I cross-check, you understand? Before you now go into putting the formulas. Yeah, so with that, we are going to come to the end of this. Thank you. God bless you.